Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be joining us from. Welcome to episode 142 of Industry Insights. One of the things we've been doing lately is having on some of our great partners to double click on some of the innovations and integrations that we've got together, combined to offer more value. It's my pleasure today to welcome Andy Stone, Field CTO of Pure Storage, into the mix with us. Andy, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you taking the time to drop by. We want to just kind of double click because jointly, we think we're offering some really unique capabilities. I don't want to steal your thunder, but you've got one in particular that we were talking about just prior to coming on. If I kind of look at where Veeam and Pure Storage is today, we can really go end to end between housing production content as well as the secondary backup, archiving, or longer term retention content. One of the things we love at Veeam, and I'll tee it over to you, Andy, is as we see the different equipment here on the screen, we like to offer choice, right tool for the right job. Let the customer make the decision of what fits their needs. Take us through a little bit of the kind of gear that we're looking at here.
Yeah, hey, thanks for that, Dave. And I just want to echo your comment early on here in that, it's a terrific partnership that we have with Veeam, and I couldn't be more happy with it, to be honest with you. What we're looking at here from a Pure perspective is choice. We have 3 different models of storage array that are outlined here on the slide, and really talking about different kind of cost models and based on resiliency and also restoration models that you might want to put in place. So just kind of taking it from the top, our FlashArray//C is a block storage platform, really great for using as kind of a middle or forensics tier, or maybe even a lower cost, larger archive tier store for Veeam, right? For FlashBlade, that is a scale out fast file and object store. You're going to get the fastest recoverability out there almost on the market today with FlashBlade S. FlashBlade S is really, really fast, meant for mission critical use. And it also helps you from a data analytics perspective. That platform is meant to be multi-purpose. So you can absolutely use it for backups, use it to restore very quickly, but it will also serve you in other ways like analytics and AI workloads that you may have in your environment. Our FlashBlade E is one of our newest platforms available. It's meant to replace spinning disk. So where you have slower types of workloads in your environment, speed isn't of the most important essence, right? You can leverage FlashBlade E, get rid of all that spinning rust that's in your environment at about the same cost you receive Flash. And so, lots of benefit there. On the left side, with FlashArray X and FlashArray XL, we give you, again, block storage platforms that have the ability to grow with your environment. Our FlashArray X and XL series are some of the fastest available on the market today. Wonderful for block workloads, wonderful for running VMs, especially in core environments, databases, other block workloads that you might have. But absolutely, we want to give customers the choice, give them a simple but yet broad platform from which they can choose.
Yeah, that's absolutely brilliant. And over on the Veeam side, one of the things that we did most recently in version 12 in the middle of February of this year, we actually had 585 features, big and small, that we released, but 3 of them we want to kind of highlight to you here because Veeam, together with Pure Storage, we're able to exploit these capabilities. First off, is being able to write directly to object storage, or what our product manager, Anton Gostev, likes to say is treat object like a first-class citizen. We could write secondary copies of backup to object, but we want to be able to write directly to object storage, take advantage of some of the platform capabilities that Andy just took us through. Now, also, from a storage integrations perspective, want to be able to leverage all of that speed, all of that rich power that Andy just spoke of. So being able to jointly instrument snapshot and replication environments, but to do that from a single interface such that you don't have to jump out of one kind of a environment into another that can be centrally managed as a direct part of your backup policy. And then, Andy, I can't even believe we made it this long without talking about cyber threats, ransomware, but immutability, some very great new capabilities there that we'll double click on. as well. So first up, direct to object with FlashBlade S and FlashBlade E. Being able to write to object storage, we can offer you mutability on those. One of the great things that you mentioned earlier is that some of these platforms can be multi-purpose. In other words, you don't have to go dedicate an array only for this one task.
Absolutely. That's spot on. And one of the great features, I would say, of Pure, the way that we've architected the platforms, they're meant to be multi-purpose in a customer environment. So, we don't want to necessarily just sell a point product, into a customer. We want to give them the ability to use for multiple workloads the platforms that they're trying to consume.
Excellent. Yeah, a lot of design synergy from the way we approach the market, way we think about things. If we double click a little bit more from FlashBlade Array X, the ability to double click on storage snapshots, be able to leverage Pure's own inbuilt capabilities, the speed associated with that, be able to have agentless applications backup for Active Directory, AD, Exchange, SharePoint, SQL Server, Oracle, the kind of mission-critical production applications that organizations are charged with keeping up and running. Also want to be able to, for VMware environments, avoid the dreaded VM stun kind of issues, be able to go and have fast, no production impact copies made, and really Speed goes in both directions. Speed of ingest, which is oftentimes what people think about with Flash. But Andy, I really like the fact that many of the Pure platforms, it's actually bringing the data back, being able to represent that can be even faster.
Yeah, that's right, Dave. Because of the all NVMe architecture, we're able to give you a lot of throughput on the arrays.
One of the things I think is really interesting is when people think of Flash, of course they think of speed, but it's usually speed of ingest. But Andy, Pure Storage has done some really interesting things to be able to surface back up data very, very rapidly, in some cases even faster than backup.
Yeah, that's right, Dave. Because of our all NVMe architecture, our storage arrays are really, really fast. It gives us lots of different channels to provide throughput for those data pipelines. So not only for workloads like backup, where it's really important, but also for workloads like, artificial intelligence, machine learning, all the things that we're hearing about in the news nowadays. Pure has some great capabilities when it comes to these analytics because we're able to provide the throughput that our customers need. The other thing that I wanted to mention on this one too is, we talk about the ability to recover the data very quickly and represent the data. And that's super important, right? Because when you're down, you really need the ability to come back fast. And it's not just restore quickly, but being able to represent very quickly becomes really important. So the work that you guys have done, building that integration to be able to leverage our Snapshot technology with your backup capabilities or restore capabilities has been absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, one of the things that I really like is, disasters, if you lose data, it's always bad, right? But they come in all shapes and sizes of disaster. Granular recovery can become really important too. For example, if you lose an Active Directory object or a group of names, accounts, that can be just as impactful as losing an entire site. So the ability to get granular where appropriate for SharePoint items, Exchange, SQL Server, Oracle databases, or AD, as I was just mentioning, all the way up from, we have to actually bring back the entire environment. Maybe we've suffered a cyber attack, unfortunately. But to your point, double-clicking even further, there's a concept that if the Veeam people out there are probably well familiar with DataLabs, something that Veeam introduced 12 years ago, instant recovery or mounting the backup repository. Andy, I like to say it's more of a resume than a restore because we're just presenting that as an NFS share very rapidly. And to your point now, when we marry that with Pure Storage hardware underneath due to that NVMe architecture, we can bring back data very rapidly for a variety of use cases. Of course, restoration, but it could be security, forensics. You could be doing some DevOps or application development work, some patch testing, a lot of different kind of capabilities. But Andy, here's where I want to throw it back over to you. We have a couple different kinds of replication integrations. First off, asynchronous snapshot replication.
Yeah, so using the asynchronous replication capabilities that are built into our arrays as a free feature, we have the ability to allow customers to send those snapshot replicas anywhere in the world, pretty quickly, in fact. So, while not synchronous, and we'll talk probably about that here in a minute, but not synchronous, asynchronous replication is still very, very fast and super important for a lot of our customers. So where you have an offsite data center that's farther away than what synchronous replication capabilities might support, asynchronous becomes the way to go. And it gives you the ability to make sure that you have that copy of the file there when you need it.
Really, and you alluded to it, so let's make sure we hit it. There's also synchronous snapshot replication as well.
Yeah, so where you're within an 11 millisecond round trip of 2 Pure arrays, we can offer a synchronous replication capability as well. So we guarantee that the 2 sites stay in sync. They present the exact same data, so it's always available, regardless whether you lose one side or the other.
Also a concept around snapshot archiving, be able to persist that over a period of time and to be able to do that across different kinds of platforms. We've got FlashArray X, FlashArray C, FlashBlade S as examples. So be able to, again, offer that choice that you spoke about at the outset.
Well, not just choice in terms of the array type itself and the speed that it might present, but also in terms of cost, right? So for that data that you want to archive, that you need to own for some long period of time, you don't want to spend a fortune to do that, right? So that's where really a FlashArray C or a FlashBlade E becomes super important in the environment. It gives you the ability to now replace that old spinning disk with flash, that you don't have to worry about failing as often. You don't have to worry about all the care and upkeep of it. And by the way, the environmentals on our flash systems are phenomenal, right? We're going to save you a fortune in power, heating and cooling, and even just maintenance in general.
Yeah, it's a good point. Sustainability is becoming a hot topic, and we certainly see a lot of customers asking that in their RFPs. What is your ability to make sure that we can reduce our environmental impact as a data center? So as we begin to wind down, I mentioned the dreaded R word, ransomware, a little bit earlier, but Veeam and Pure Storage together also offer end-to-end immutability, again, offering choice, as you were saying.
Well, actually, I like to target this because it's not just immutability. What immutability means is that once the data is written, it can't be changed. Our joint solution is super immutable. Leveraging safe mode from Pure gives you the ability to make your snapshots not only immutable, but also undeletable, even by someone who might have administrative access on your platform. So where you're using Pure for the storage or for the archive tier, you can now protect the data and make it undeletable even by someone with administrative credentials.
Yeah, it's a great point. If there should be an insider threat, or if for some reason an outsider elevated privileges, you're really doubly safeguard against a bad actor, causing mayhem in the environment. Well, Andy, I really want to thank you for taking the time to visit with us. Pure Storage and Veeam done a lot together to deeply integrate, offer more value, but offer choice as we keep hitting upon. So thanks so much, Andy. For everyone out there, be sure tune in next time. Stay safe, stay positive, and we'll see you on the next live stream.